Let me tell you something. Some people have. You ever heard that saying, you can't teach an old dog new tricks? And I'm not comparing people to dogs. That's obviously very crass. However, it's a real reality. Once people get set in their ways, they're not willing to be teachable. They're not willing to learn new anything. And I mean anything. I've worked in industries where people just refuse to learn, right? And I've seen this all my life. So, like, even in a professional setting, I used to work for Sprint. Sprint used to own Nextel. Nextel was also called Iden. Iden went out of business, and the chirp phones went out of business. Construction workers that were not old, but just used to what they were used to, refused to move over to smartphones. It got so bad that their services were literally being turned off in the middle of calls and things like that. And they were calling us like, you guys suck. No, you suck. And you sucketh. You sucketh hard because you refuse to change. It's a change that everyone has to make, and you're refusing to do it like you get to be the outlier. You don't. You're not on the right side of history, you're on the wrong side of ignorance. Fix it. I watched my grandmother. I got my GED at 18, 17 technically. She asked could she borrow my book. Never went and took the test. Two adults did this to me. Because my aunt's ex-boyfriend, QRL, had an ex-boyfriend, career criminal. And this man never went and got his GED. They had the book. It was free. I gave it to them. It was purchased for me, and then I gave it to them for free, and they refused to go get the test. Right? I think she even got a friend. Lamont, that nigga never went and got his GED, yet he works in the hospital with people. This is crazy. Go do the work. Become a better version of you. But they spent a lot of time becoming idiots, professional idiots. But I bring this point up because when my grandmother was in her 70s, we tried to get her mental help, and and therapists kept turning her down. Because once a person turns like 70, no therapist will touch them because they refuse to change. They're too old to change, you know? But you know what you're not too old for? Accountability. You're not too old to sit your ass in a cell for all the shit you've done, and you will be going to jail. Gam, gam. You going to jail, girl.